Hey folks, Tim DeMella. In this video, I'd like to talk about trust and the reason why it's so difficult, a step that is so difficult to get through. If you have not, if you don't, if you haven't joined with your inner presence, your spirit, then you won't have the confidence to say, no matter what, even if my feelings are hurt, even if things don't work out, I'll be okay. I'll still be okay. A lot of times we feel and we say to ourselves that our feelings is our feeling is the thing we put on the pedestal. And if our feelings get hurt, then that's it. That's the end of that. That's the end of us. Okay? That's the end of trust. That's the end of, and I just revert, and you revert back into what you know, what you're comfortable with, and what it doesn't do any good for you. Thing is that you're going to get hurt. But how do you deal with it? How do you deal with it? Well, the first thing is you got to follow your spirit through all the steps. Okay, you have to put your spirit in here first. Follow it being your focus throughout the whole time. And whatever happens, feelings getting hurt or whatever, go back to your spirit and say, what happened here? Not basically what did I do wrong or what did the other person do wrong, but what's going on? What happened? Be a student of life, because the spirit is the master of life. It's God's spirit. It's the master of life. So you be the student of life. Okay? And when you do that, you'll gain all the wisdom by knowing that your feelings can get hurt and getting in touch with your feelings and the whole thing, and knowing that that's just a part of life. But that's not the end of all end. Okay? It's your spirit is the end of all end. Your spirit, God, is the beginning and the end. So just because your feelings got hurt doesn't mean that's the end all. It's being a student of life, being a student of yourself, how you feel, going through life with your spirit, and then going back to your spirit and say, what happened? And that's where the wisdom comes. And then you have the wisdom, life's wisdom. So by doing that, and then getting to the 10th step of joining with your spirit and becoming confident, a confident person, you'll be able to trust, because you'll know that if things don't work out, first of all, maybe you've been there before, and second of all, you have God. Everything's going to work out fine, because everything does work out fine. That's the thing. Everything works out fine when you have your spirit as number one. Okay? And then when you join with your spirit, you become a confident person. And you, meaning the big Y, your spirit with the little Y you join become the big Y. Okay. Um, you're you know that you're going to be just fine because everything works out. Okay, you're putting. Let's say people may say, "Well, you're putting you first." Yes, I'm putting my big Y first, and that's where you should be doing, and that's what you should be doing. Okay, the little Y is more like your ego. So you have to get with your spirit and join with your spirit to become the big Y. And yes, I'm going to put the big Y first. Heck yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Because how can I help you? How can I do anything I'm if the well's dry inside? I can't. So yes, I'm going to put the big Y first. And then you'll be able to trust going through whatever you encounter. You'll be able to do it. And that's the really difficult thing for, I think, 90%, 99% of all people, is that when they get hurt, they just don't trust anymore. And that's a big problem with society in general. They just don't trust anybody anymore. And the reasons, you can blame these people, this group of people and all that, but the point of the matter is that don't blame anybody but yourself, because you have not gone through life just with you and your spirit, which I call the second stage. Taking that leap of faith into just trusting your spirit and going through that second stage, that adolescence of just following your spirit and being a student of life. Being a student of life first. And then, after your 10th step, when you go into your 11th, then yes, now you can encounter everything with others and all that and say, I can do this. I can be with this person, even though I don't really know them, because I know that I'm going to be fine no matter what. And that's where you need to be. And that's where you need to be. And that's where most people, the vast majority of people, aren't. And it takes that courage. If you go back to my other videos that talk about the second stage, the 7th step, the 8th step, and the 9th step, those are the second stage. And I talk about that, and you have to go through that with your spirit and become a student of life. Become a student of life. Okay? All right. That's all I can say. When it comes to trust, it's a very big issue, especially nowadays. Nobody seems to trust anybody, and it's because you don't trust, because you haven't gone through trusting the spirit that's in you, which is the unconditional love. That's its essence. And you believing that it's real and you following it. Because it is real. I know. I haven't told you anything that I haven't experienced myself. Okay. So all I can say is, if you want to trust again and you want to get through life, you want to get through that really hard step, that 7th step, and get into a more happier you, you got to go through that. You got to go through that. And if not, then you're going to stay not trusting anybody, because you're going to be afraid that your feelings are going to get hurt. And that's the thing, afraid that your feelings are going to get hurt. When you get to the point where you're not afraid of your feelings getting hurt anymore, because you know that no matter what, you're going to be just fine, then you'll find a lot greater peace in your life and a lot more freedom. Okay? So, anyway, I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.